Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. I hope everybody's doing well. It is a kind of a cloudy day in the neighborhood. The sun is shining, but we are supposed to be getting some rain a little bit later today, and it doesn't surprise me because they've been spraying the skies for 2 days. But anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to, we've got some really innovative subscribers. There was a comment left about the robotic fish video, and the subscriber, very unique, very creative, called it fish and chips. Yes, fish and chips, very good. That was a good one. And then on the Department of Homeland Security Fusion Center InfraGard video, somebody wrote, what was it, spy chiatry. That was another good one. Another good one, play on words, yeah. You know, they want to make everybody look crazy because they're utilizing their technology against the public, against our perpetrators, and against targeted people. And this is a psyop. I mean, this has been going on for decades and decades. They're control freaks. They want to play God. They want to pretend that it's not happening. Oh, come on. The technology is so advanced, right? So whatever it is that they're showing us, you know that it's been going on for at least 15, 20 years. But I wanted to also respond to, and this, I don't know if you're a subscriber, but you're obviously new to the channel. This is the first time you've left a message for me. I'm going to show you here. So this is under the video of the entitled Kentucky Truck Trespasser Trash, blah, blah, blah. So evidently you're new to my channel. Well, welcome to the channel. But I looked on your profile and you don't comment on anybody else's videos except mine. So I'm going to just say for the record, if you're a perpetrator, if you're one of my neighbors, whatever, do you think I'm an idiot? Okay, I'm living here 5 years. I already have a gate. Now, if this were to happen in New Jersey, people turning around in your driveway, well, one, the video cameras would show it, and it would never happen. It couldn't happen. But when you're a targeted person, these people are told, they are given a script to deliberately U-turn in my driveway. Now, say about 3 years ago, I did inquire about a gate. The only kind of gate that would go across there would be a wrought iron gate. The cost of the gate and installation would be between $15,000 and $25,000. I'm not willing to spend that money on a gate. And also, you think that these trespassers, okay, that they're doing it intentionally, they're deliberately doing it because they're a gang of community harassment morons. You think if I put a gate down there that they're not going to come and dent it? Are you kidding me? Scrape it, dent it, the way they've done to this gate. I'm going to show you. I've painted this gate 4 times in 5 years. 4 times. You could see because there are different colors here. And this is what they do. As soon as I paint it, it's scraped. And not only is it scraped, but is it dented? Okay, because these are lowlifes. These people are low on the totem pole. They're low in consciousness. You have to be to participate in stalking someone and harassing somebody and trespassing their property relentlessly when I haven't done anything wrong. I moved here in 2019 knowing nobody. Nobody. I didn't know anybody. But it took my neighbors about a day and a half to approach me to tell me, oh, my property doesn't start across the street there. They walked me all the way down the county road and said, your property starts there. So as soon as I moved here, I was being harassed. They were letting their dogs loose on my driveway knowing I had cats here. Talk about entitled. I'm sorry. I didn't grow up with this mindset. And when you say to me, let's see, let me get it up here. When you say that it's my responsibility as a homeowner to protect my property, you must put a gate at the end of the drive near the road and mailbox. Well, I'm going to tell you, first of all, you can't put anything there. You want to know why? I'll show you why. There's a county creek here. And under that county creek is a waterway. Right there, there's a waterway that goes up the county road. Okay, so that's one. I can't put it near the mailbox because actually by my mailbox there, that's still the easement for the county. The easement, which is 15 feet from the center of the road. Okay? But I can certainly put it a few feet after that, but then it interferes with the creek and the instability of water going underneath that driveway. Okay, so you think I'm an idiot? I've already put up cameras. They've been interfered with. I've had the SD card wiped clean even though it was in a lock box. We're talking about military grade technology. These people are on me like white on rice. Okay? I could put a solar motion sensor camera. I already have solar lights. I could put a camera there, but you think that they're not going to interfere with the camera? Do you know that they have already disabled, it's either between 6 and 8 cameras that are dead now. They were brand new when I bought them. And like I said, I'm only living here 5 years. I don't even have the cameras that long. I have them maybe 4 years. Because if I put a motion sensor camera there and file a complaint each time, but it won't make a difference in the long run, this person is saying. Air Mo's Homestead. You're expecting people to respect your property with just a sign. It's never going to happen. Well, I'm going to tell you flat out. What would you do if this were happening to you? So nobody's going to respect your property with a sign? And that putting the masts there? This is my property. If I put masts there across my driveway on my property, I expect them to be there. They weigh about 100 pounds. And no, I'm not going to put boulders at the foot of my driveway. So I really love the way these stalkers come onto the channel. And I know I shouldn't get triggered, but I'm just going to say it for the record. You think I'm an idiot? First of all, this property isn't worth putting in a $20,000 gate. For $20,000, you could do a whole lot more. And I do expect people to respect the fact that it's not a U-turn. And I will continue to videotape them. And you can mark my words that I will find the name and address of Zoomboy. And he'll be part of the lawsuit I file. Because it's not his first rodeo. Okay? Just like my neighbors that still owe me $638 for damaging my gate across the street. Over there. But I guess you're not following my channel long enough to know that my gate across the street was torn down by my neighbors. Yeah, you could watch Neighborhood Wars on A&E, April 11, 2023. Or the fact that they shot bullet holes through my no trespassing sign. Okay? These are not normal people. These are people that are sick. They're very sick and depraved. And this is what the individual said right here. So no, I'm not going to invest in $20,000 gate or the installation of it. I've inquired. I took the measurements. It's quite large, quite a large distance. And where I would have to install it would still provide the opportunity for these criminals to perform a smaller U-turn with the 100% opportunity for them to bang into the newly installed wrought iron gate and scrape the paint off it, just the way they did with this one. And no, I'm never going to shut up. And yeah, I do expect that my property be safe from perpetrators. I don't think any of my neighbors are having U-turns performed in their driveways. Do you? It's only mine. It's called harassment. It's called gang stalking. Yeah, it's called harassment, trespassing, gang stalking. There are laws. There are laws against this stuff. It's called a hate crime. There are laws against hate crime and stalking. That's right. And at this point, 5 years later, no, I won't be installing any gate 5 years later. But I will be collecting as much evidence about these criminals as possible. Because if, and I'm hoping that it does sell, but if for some reason it doesn't sell, everyone's getting sued. Yeah, everyone. And it doesn't matter if I have their names or not. I'll find out their names. I'll find out where they live. And you think that one rat isn't going to rat on another rat at some point? Please. These people are losers. They're criminals. So I'm just going to say for the record, well, thank you for your comment, subscriber. Actually, I have a right not only to privacy, but to not have people U-turning and trespassing my property. And by Kentucky law, I'm required to have the signs. The signs are not only a warning, but if I were to file a lawsuit, right, about trespassing, they would ask, do you have no trespassing signs? And yeah, I do. Private property. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay? And they're all the way up that driveway. They're on the buildings. They're everywhere. Across the street, on my gate. So yes, this is Kentucky law. You're required to have the signs. And you violate the signs, it's breaking the law. It's still a misdemeanor. You do it enough times, it's stalking. So thank you for your comments, but it's mostly inaccurate. I don't see my neighbors putting up wrought iron gates to keep people from turning in their driveway. You know why? Because nobody's doing it. Nobody's violating their property. It's being deliberately done to me. Okay? And this is actually what it looks like when there is a snake. See, you've got the dirt all the way up here. All the other holes that I've shown you on my other videos, they're deliberate. The criminals have done that. It's not an animal. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. You don't even need to know that much about nature to know when something is man-made and something is done by an animal. But that's my little rant about protecting my property. Yeah, so between 6 and 8 cameras have totally been fried. New cameras have been fried. When I lived at 52 Sutton Drive in Manalapan, New Jersey, my perpetrator neighbor, Steve Sarantino, yeah, and his wife, Vicky, I called her Vicky Dicky. Vicky and Steve would hang out. He would hide in a shrub next to his house, watching me on his phone. And when I was, let's say, in my backyard, he would jump onto my porch. And he evidently had a key to my security door, my screen door, my glass and screen door, that I would leave locked. so that my cats could look out the front door. And he would open it up and he would throw some of my belongings that he stole into the hallway. And ironically, I wanted to see if any of my neighbors would be able to see him in those shrubs. So one day I walked across the street and I was examining the exact location where he hung out. And you could not see him at all from across the street. So if I would have mentioned it to my neighbors that I'd lived next door to for a long time, they would never see him. If he were standing there and I was across the street speaking with a neighbor, you would not be able to detect him. You wouldn't be able to see him because he had his little hiding spot so that nobody could see him. So now, if somebody could do that in the suburbs, where houses are like a nanosecond away from each other, right? You don't think that people can hang out behind these buildings in the woods here? You're kidding me. You want me to protect my property? When I move, trust me, it'll all be set up differently than here. I moved here thinking that life would be easier. I would be safer here. But the people are depraved lunatics. They're sick. They're sick. So no, I'm not going to buy a $20,000 wrought iron gate